No, keep eating. We're doing an ASMR stream now. ASMR Greg eats in your ear.
Eat lunch, that's me.
Hello, Internet. It's me, the man of 1,004 videos, Tyrell ASMR stream. You can tell I put a lot of thought into this before I started to hit the stream button. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hey. I know, usually I go second, but I still freak out. But this isn't my thing. This is Chill Stream with Ty and Faith and Greg. So,
Okay. So I'll go next then?
oh yeah.
Faith. It's Carly Pilgers on Twitter. And today joining us
Hey, it's me, Killer Greg. Look
was
out.
at lunch.
What's my lunch? I told me to keep eating. I would have been professional about this.
Like the lunch.
Yeah, I'm jamming some Panera today. I just got off a plane, and on the way home we were coming to a snowstorm, and I'm like, I'm definitely not going to the food store after this. So I made some poor, lonely Panera jerk come out and bring me a soup.
And they punished you by giving you a spoonful of soup and a giant meatball.
They did punish me, but it had nothing to do with that. It's because they're fucking scammers, and they know it. They know that, like when you get in the bread bowl, that you can't properly judge that they give you enough soup or not until you get to the end.
Right? And then you're too laden with carbs to fight at any point.
I'm just busy now to call them.
Exactly. You're just gonna take a nap after that.
Right. I'm gonna sleep right now.
Sleepy sandwich Greg.
I know. I like this game where we pretend that I would have called them anyway. There's no way. Oh man, some white gay cunty lady got up and started like getting in my face about us having the light on the plane seat.
Wow.
And like, yeah. So first off, I get it. Like, maybe it was right, but also it's our right as a seat possessor on a plane to have the light on.
Right. You paid for that seat and the use of that light.
Right. Like, I gotta maximize value. That plane ticket cost a fortune.
Okay.
So she was like, and then at the end I was like, well, I'm not turning it off. And she was like, she's like, well, I have to drive home when I get back, so I hope I don't crash. I'm like, yup. But here's the thing, she never went to sleep. Like eventually, maybe like 15 minutes later, like I didn't want her to think that she won, but at the same time, like I didn't need the light on. So I waited 15 minutes as a spiteful man will do. I turned the light off, but then she never went to sleep. She watched Hustlers, the J-Lo movie, for 3 hours.
You don't understand, Greg. She had to watch that movie for research and then drive home.
That's right. There's no way this lady was watching Hustlers for research. That is a guaranteed not the truth.
So I'm trying to figure out audio levels right now.
No, it's alright. We'll just assume I'm perfect and y'all can work around me. Yeah, so anyway,
What's
it's
capture?
been a very, very long day for me. Technically, I woke up at 9 o'clock on Monday morning, and it's now 2:26 on Tuesday. Yeah.
Just full of bread.
And now I'm full of bread and super sleepy. But I'm happy to be home, that's for sure.
Okay.
Vacations are nice, but I think my threshold is like 4 days before I get lonely without my computer and my Xbox.
You only relax for so long.
No, for sure. I'm a high-strung dude. Like, I need things to get high-strung.
Right. You need stimulation. Right. And I just like I see all these emails pouring in about like work and stuff. And it's like it hurts me not to answer them.
Right.
Apologies to anybody who's watching right now, from either live or in the future, as I try to figure out how audio works as the audio engineer for our WCWTF podcast.
No, this is what the stream is. We show people how to fumble their way through OBS. This is what are they? Skillshare. This is our Skillshare seminar. And we're now sponsored by Skillshare. Where we all learn together how to make a Skillshare.
Notch.
All right, I think I've got it figured out. I think we're doing okay now. All right, yeah, that'll do. I'm okay with this.
Let me go close this door.
So I had a few ideas I wanted to talk about today. One, we're not going to be able to do the Birds of Prey this week, or maybe not till later this Friday. But I would like to talk a little bit about DC movies and why they suck. Or more
This is
importantly,
a
do
rich
they
topic.
suck?
Yeah, they suck. Well, kind of. I mean, I love them. A lot, actually. DC movies fall under this very peculiar category of movies that I genuinely love. What did I watch? I watched Midway on the airplane, which was not Paul Verhoeven. Who's the other one? Roland Emmerich movie.
Oh, Roland Emmerich.
Yeah, he did Godzilla '98. He did 2012, a movie where the Earth chases John Cusack in a plane twice.
Yes.
Like, I love Roland Emmerich movies. The Day After Tomorrow, they're all very, very bad movies, but I genuinely like them. And most of these DC movies are in the same vein, especially the Batman versus Superman and Man of Steel. I genuinely like these movies. Justice League, I like all three of those movies a lot, even though they're very bad.
It's fair. You can like terrible movies. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I feel like I need to make a real distinction about this because it's not. I like a lot of terrible movies. Ty and I do Bad Movie Fridays. Obviously, that's like a niche we're into. But this is not like these are so bad they're good. I genuinely like these movies. Like, there is something appealing about them to me. I think they're so fucking joyless that they're like that they like swing back around, and they're just like a lot of fun to me.
Okay. I actually like that perspective.
I don't know. Ty, you pulled up these DC movies here, and they're actually. I don't really hate any of these movies. Green Lantern's bad. I guess I hate Green Lantern.
I don't know. I find some of the
Lantern
camp in
was
Green
bad, but I
Lantern-
liked Ryan Reynolds in it.
Yeah, it's been a long ass time since I've seen that movie. Maybe there's something in it that I missed.
I feel like it came out way before 2011. I was thinking like 2007 or something.
It was very early.
Super weird that that's what they decided to like kick off the DC verse with. Like, why Green Lantern? That should be like, I don't know. That's like your Guardians of the Galaxy. Like,
Right.
that was like the 8th movie they
Totally
made.
agree.
And how good would a Green Lantern Corps movie be?
It
So
depends,
much.
man. I don't quite understand the Green Lantern. They're like space cops, and are they secret? Like, do other people know that they exist?
They're not secret.
They're not secret. So the other planets
done
know
some
that
shady
they're police.
shit.
Who elected
there
them
is, like,
space sheriff?
Weren't elected. It was an elected position. They just decided that they were the sheriff of this your part.
You see, I feel like in our current political climate, that wouldn't fly with anybody.
Or it would fly so hard.
Oh, right. You're right. But not with people who pay full price to go to the movies. We're talking like 12 on a Tuesday because it's the matinee price.
Well, isn't that kind of, to your point, Greg? Isn't that basically what Batman vs Superman is about? It's like who elected Superman to be the savior? He's just some alien running around. Like,
Oh
like
man,
he
you're
knows
totally
best.
right.
Abs for days.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a little on the nose. Whoa, whoa. Oh my god, I'm giving myself a seizure here. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. All right.
I can't. Like, I'm just so over the dark Superman stories, where it's like, so all right, what if Superman, right? He's still Superman, but he's all like broody, and like he kills
Agree.
people.
It feels weird, and it doesn't feel like Superman. I think Henry Cavill does a great job as Superman. I don't think you could pick a better actor to do it, but the dark tone doesn't feel like Superman.
It feels like what if Superman was also Batman?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's sort of part of the problem, right? Because these Batman
Yeah, it's the
movies
Christopher
came out.
Nolan effect. He like ruined the entire landscape by creating this. And Batman, it works, of course, because he is dark and brooding, but not every character lives in that headspace.
But at the same time, like Christopher Nolan is a competent director who can actually get a nuanced performance out of a competent actor. Zack Snyder is the director equivalent of a brick who's asking a brick to act all bricky but with like Superman eyes.
Yeah, it was pretty much.
But be like a dark, brooding brick.
make his eyebrows go down on that brick.
So it's basically Zack Snyder was like, you know what? I could be Christopher Nolan. I could do that. Let's make Superman sad all the time.
Yeah. That's pretty much exactly it.
And on slow motion.
Slower.
For the record, I don't hate those movies either. I like his version of Superman, but it doesn't feel like Superman.
Yeah.
Dawn of
But I
Justice.
mean, what is Superman? Like, really, when you think about it,
He's
like,
He's an attaboy.
he's the best of us.
how do you make that work, though? That's the question. How do you make a Boy Scout work? Because that's not really how like humans interact with each other anymore. There's no like there's no pride in being a Boy Scout. They literally filed for bankruptcy last week.
I mean,
And they're full of pedophiles, but that's beside the point.
Right. I'm sure those aren't connected.
I think you can make Superman work, but what you need is, like, you know, think about the old school Christopher Reeve Superman. You know, it's very simple. It's just one man trying to do the best for everybody versus, or not even one man, one Superman doing the best he can for everybody versus one man who thinks that he shouldn't. I never really understood Lex's. Was Lex just mad that he wasn't Superman? I don't know a lot about Superman lore.
I think Lex is just a maniacal asshole, and Superman keeps stopping him. That's why I hate Superman.
So it's a little column A, little column B. He's resentful of Superman, for sure, for having the power to do what he wishes he could.
Oh my
Because
god.
Lex wants to be the savior of humanity, but in his own warped way.
He's kind of like Magneto.
I just realized Zack Snyder is the Lex Luthor to Christopher Nolan's Superman. You think you're so good? Oh.
My Batman.
And
kills
I'm gonna throw out a pretty hot take here. Ledger's Joker, in a lot of ways, just completely destroyed the DC movie landscape because his performance was so extraordinary and had such an impact and was so acclaimed. Now it seems like the Eisenberg and again with Ewan McGregor, there's like these hints of actors who want to have that same kind of, I don't know, like weird squirrely energy, and it just doesn't make sense for every single character. But they all want to capture their own Joker moment. You're not all the Joker. It doesn't all have to be the Joker.
Yeah,
And stop it.
Yeah, that's definitely what they're trying. Like, that's what it feels like. You know, Eisenberg felt like he was trying to be the Joker.
I like Jesse Eisenberg in that movie. He's such like a total weird ball.
That's why
Damn you, Greg.
I love that.
That scene where he puts the puts the piece of candy in that dude's mouth. It's
super creepy.
It's so literal from a directing standpoint, and also so stupid and weird that it stands out to me. It's just one of my favorite scenes of all time.
It's wonderful.
I think
Jesse, in this scene, you're making him do something he doesn't want. Also, he doesn't want that candy. Put it in his mouth. It's called a metaphor.
Can you actually say the word metaphor?
Say it louder. Say it in slow motion. Punch him.
From that perspective, it is glorious, yes. But I think it really takes away from the Lex Luthor character.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I remember all those times when Superman was fighting Lex, and Lex was just like, "Let me put my fingers in your mouth, Soups."
That's where they're not covered in kryptonite.
not in like a sexy way, but in a way that I'm overpowering you.
In like a prison rape way.
Yeah. It's not
dominance.
about the sex.
Wet Willie's my one weakness.
I'm super grossed out. I'm gonna go home.
I just want to
wash myself for a while.
Just need a nice cry in the shower. So I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial as well.
Okay.
I don't know how familiar you guys are with the DC animated universe, with things like Flashpoint Paradox,
Good.
The Suicide Squad movie that came out I think like a year or two ago. The DC animated universe might be better than the actual MCU.
Okay. Down with that.
Like all they have to do
Yeah,
is
I don't think that take is as hot as you think it is.
I've noticed a lot
I
of
think
people.
that's actually valid.
I noticed a lot of people on Twitter have been real down on Marvel movies in the last probably a week or so. I think everybody's kind of realizing, man, maybe that wasn't as good as we remember for something that literally just happened.
That sounds about right. The list of Marvel movies that I actually really love is very, very short. It's like a Thor and 2 Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think that might be it.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
Thor, Guardians.
For real.
I'll throw Ant-Man in there. I thought those were fun movies.
I didn't see the
Paul
second
Rudd.
Ant-Man. I do like Paul Rudd.
I care about the movies.
He's like he's what Green Lantern should have been, or like Flash should have been. Just like a C tier, like B tier character who's just like running around being all goofy.
I mean, you can't not love Paul Rudd. They could have cast him as literally anything. Right?
I once had a girlfriend, like, borderline campaign that I'd be gay for Paul Rudd.
That is a very specific fetish.
Yeah, like, you play the game. It's like, well, who would you go gay for? And I was like, I really don't know. I don't think I have an answer. And she's like, have you thought about Paul Rudd?
I've got some literature I'd like you to read.
And then she would send me like campaign posters, like hastily made MS Paint campaign posters that would say like consider Paul Rudd on it.
Oh.
That is a bit I can get behind.
There is so much to unpack there.
Yeah. I'm like, fine, all right, I guess.
Her fetish of seeing with Paul Rudd. Oh man.
Oh.
I don't think I saw any of the good DC movies. I didn't see Shazam. How was that?
Really good.
I still haven't seen that either. I feel like that really slipped through the cracks.
Yeah. And then I didn't see Aquaman. I hear it stars the Shredder, so that's cool.
I liked I at least liked the Aquaman character better in his solo movie than I did in the Justice League movie. Because
Where
in
he
the
was just
Justice League
another
movie,
brooding dick.
No, he went
Well,
woo.
but he-
And
yeah, he was all over the place. Sometimes he was a brooding dick, sometimes he was a shaka bra, sometimes he was just like a rascally goofball. He was all over the fucking place. Like, pick a lane here. There are so many effective Aquaman. Just pick one. Really passionate about these characters. I'm sorry.
You're the one. I feel like DC fans are the type of fans who I'm not directing this at you. I'm directing this at all the other people. DC fans are really passionate until it comes time to be passionate, and then they could really give a shit.
It's me up and down the line, Greg. That's not just DC. It's me my entire life.
Like Justice League people were all up in arms about something or another about, Ben Affleck as a Batman and all this shit, but then nobody saw the movie, so it didn't matter.
I had no problem with Batfleck.
I think
had-
he's totally fine.
I took issues with a lot of the writing for Batfleck, but that wasn't his fault.
Absolutely. He did the best he could with what he had.
the one
Totally
character
agree.
who doesn't need to be like quipping and goofy all the time, they make the one character who's quipping and goofy all the time. We had Aquaman brooding, and Batman's all like, "Oh, I fell down. Ugh. No. It's like, no. What?
And his motivation to resurrect Superman, like Batman would never be the character to suggest that. He's way too pragmatic.
Right.
He would not be the guy to say we should do this totally reckless, crazy thing, just this last ditch effort. Anyone but him would have made more sense.
It was because he realized that in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, directed by Zack Snyder, he made the mistake of going against Superman, so he feels bad about it. And
Man
it's not
doesn't-
like Wonder Woman can say anything because it wasn't Batman versus Superman.
Batman
versus
lives
Wonder
with
Woman.
his regrets. Batman lives with his regrets.
No, he lives with bats and an old man.
His regrets. Those are the three things that keep him company.
Right.
Maybe-
You're my only friends.
He wraps them around him like a blankie.
He literally writes it on a blanket and wraps it around himself.
Exactly. It looks a lot like Bret Hart's blanket.
That's right. Except black, like his heart, and his bat friends.
Black on black, so it's hard to read.
It's scientifically proven to be the coolest color scheme.
It was a white sharpie.
Oh.
I'm hyped for the new Wonder Woman, though.
Yeah, that looks good.
I am too, because it looks like it's fun.
It looks really fun.
It's right my aesthetic to the '84, where everything's all like neon and wireframe. Love it.
It's like Stranger Things, but with Wonder Woman.
I hope she can enunciate this time.
Yeah, let's not go crazy. I mean,
Okay, let's try it again, but this time let's take the marbles out of our mouth.
The entire time we were watching Justice League in the theater, it was just like Wonder Woman says a line, and Greg and I would look at each other going, "What?" Oh,
Yeah, we were totally alone to see that, which is nice.
that was very cool.
that was always the best way.
So
I
did
just
I
feel in
tell?
general that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know I told Faith this when we hung out the other week, but have I told you, Greg, about my Suicide Squad headcanon?
No.
I believe that the Jared Leto Joker isn't actually the Joker. I believe that it's Jason Todd,
Because of course it is.
who's taken up the mantle of the Joker after the Joker has died.
Oh.
See, and that's another thing. I don't understand why you would put the Easter egg in the movie and then completely deny that that's an Easter egg pointing to the exact logical conclusion.
What's the Easter egg?
It's got the Robin suit in the Batcave covered in the Joker graffiti.
Oh, I see.
It's like ha ha ha.
Like they
'cause-
highlight it. It's not even like it's in the background. Like they zoom in on it and it's they pause.
I see. I thought that was just like another reason why Batman was sad. I didn't think that was actually connected to Suicide Squad at all.
That's they don't necessarily say it, but it's obvious at this point the Joker death in the family has already happened, where he gets bludgeoned to death with a crowbar. But I think in this one, Batman would have saved him and killed the Joker instead. But it was too late. He was already brainwashed by the Joker. It's
The only
it makes
logical
sense
conclusion.
with that for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And that would explain why he acts like a unparented brat.
Exactly.
Like if you were trying to rebel against your Bat Dad, that's like the only way to do it.
Of course. It makes perfect sense.
I will
My
become your
dad's
greatest
super
villain.
straight laced. Now I have a Joker tattoo. I got this girlfriend.
Did you guys know how damaged I am? I'm just gonna pop this tattoo up here so you guys can see it.
It's the Darby Allen tattoo technique.
Can I get a tattoo that just says metaphor?
Not until after the movie comes out, Zach. Boy, I don't get Darby Allen's thing at all. He's so fucking talented, and his gimmick is just the dumbest.
I missed last week, but
Agreed.
the week before, he was doing like a slow motion art film where he's holding a skateboard and lighting a Chris Jericho stained neon fire. Which, I don't know. Kind of cool. Oh.
I'm like he just has Nine Inch Nails lyrics like written on his chest, right?
What?
But like,
It's accurate.
from last year, like last year's Nine Inch Nails album,
He just got into
not
him.
like from the Fragile.
Oh.
Guess he connects with the kids.
Oh, what's his real name? It is Darby Allen, right? What's his name?
Question.
Darby
I don't know that I
Allin.
ever cared to
Oh,
look that
I
up.
spelled it wrong. But so I spelled it Allen, like Tim Allen. It's apparently Allen, Allin. But the first thing that comes up when you spell it wrong is Darby Allen on Pinterest. It's just alternating pictures. It's like Nine Inch Nails lyric, bad tattoo, his dorm room, sponsored by Target.
He's married to Priscilla Kelly, the tampon chick.
What?
Or you didn't get caught up in that controversy?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you
She-
go ahead and
she-
fill us in.
She incorporated her tampon in a match.
Oh, yes. I did hear about that.
Yeah, that was
You
that was
say
a
it
low
like you
point.
sound disappointed.
I mean,
I expected so much more from you, Priscilla Kelly.
yeah,
Priscilla Kelly comments
Oh.
on her conservative gypsy upbringing.
it's not a thing.
No, I have the YouTube video right here.
I'm looking at it too. Conservative gypsy,
That seems very counter.
right? That is a paradox.
I was not welcome in my caravan. It's just a bunch of
I-
gypsies in one trailer with a Trump flag hanging around. Yeah, we don't
thought
talk to
gyps-
the
I thought
Kellys
gypsy was
much.
I thought gypsy was like a racial slur.
No, gyp.
Is that wrong?
You can't say gyp anymore.
I thought they preferred to be called Romani.
Isn't that a specific type of gypsy, though?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Saying.
It's becoming
I didn't realize there was-
increasingly harder to be progressive every single day.
Yeah, I just gave up.
I'm being serious. Like I try to be
Totally
as
agree.
open-minded as possible, but I literally cannot keep up anymore.
The G Word Isn't For You. How Gypsy Erases Romani Women. Published 10 to 2017 by the National Organization for Women. Filed under Economic Justice, Ending Sex Discrimination, Promoting Diversity, and Ending Racism.
Oh my god. Romani
So we're learning.
people. Yeah, we're learning together. Through the power of the internet.
So now I can't say gypsy anymore? What a gyp!
Saying Jip. I didn't realize that was off the table.
Yeah, that's the, like, shortened
I get
form
it,
of,
but-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
I
as
don't
long
want
as
to
you...
get into a debate about what is and is not acceptable racial slurs.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? That's not for us to have that conversation.
You thought you had hot takes about DC.
Here's why I think it's okay to, as long as you're not using the hard R, okay?
Something tells me I could be much more offensive talking about DC than anything in a racial context.
That's because there's no chance anybody who's not white would ever listen to this.
We alienated the incel crowd pretty well last time.
Yeah. We gave it a
And
good
they're
go
very
anyway.
white. You're going to have the smallest Venn diagram of people who would actually listen to this show ever.
I have thought about that.
Here's 800 circles, and here's the one person that it overlaps with, and also it's me, Ty.
I'm pretty sure Faith zones out most of the time. It's just me who operates.
Huh?
Much. Oh, you're still talking?
Let me know when it's my turn again.
Welcome back to the Alienate Everybody podcast.
Hey, I saw Drew McIntyre at the airport today.
Oh, were
Did you?
Were you like rude to him?
Yeah, I kicked him right in the nuts.
Did you reach his
No.
nuts?
I didn't even talk to him, but it was still interesting to see. He looked kind of lost. I didn't want to disrupt his airport flow.
Maybe he needed an adult, man. You could have helped him out.
Right?
That's true. I could have stayed him. I could have gotten him on his plane, found his parents.
His bagpipes?
Dude was big.
Man, I don't know if there's been a dude...
Crazy how big they are in real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is like you just can't wrap your head around it.
Because I'm also a big dude. Like,
Sure.
like I'm 6'3", 250, and like my 250 is a little proportioned a little differently than his 250, but I'm
Fair.
still a big guy. So like when a
Right.
dude towers over me and is just like wider than me, but in a good way, it's something else.
He's shouting at you in a Scottish accent.
Yeah, kick me right over the ropes.
Has there been a bigger change in character than, like, Drew McIntyre? Like, three-man band? I mean, Jinder Mahal, that's pretty...
I was thinking Johnny Polo to Raven.
Okay, that's a good one.
That is a good one. But Johnny Polo was like a one-off. Like,
He was a manager forever, dude, as Johnny Polo.
was he? Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah. Like 5 years.
How good of a name is Johnny Polo?
Super good.
A very on the nose one.
Yeah.
But there's this picture of him, like, Drew McIntyre with 3MB, and he looks like the medium tall dude. It's like him, Heath, and Jinder. You look at him now, and he looks just like a sheer... Like he grew 2 feet.
It is weird.
Why are you kneeling in all your pictures?
So when I come back, it's gonna be super crazy.
It's going to be a long con. It's going to be a great bit. You guys will love it.
Maybe Ginger's just also huge.
Oh, yeah, he's jacked.
I know he's a big dude.
Yeah.
What a combination of people.
Maybe Heath Slater's just always on like a milk crate.
It's like when Roman Reigns comes out with his little punch pad. Heath Slater just comes out with like six phone books.
Hey Wyatt, that's a pretty big change from Husky Harris.
So back when I was on Reddit, I frequented the Squared Circle wrestling subreddit for a while, and there was a Josh Matthews conspiracy.
Oh.
So Josh Matthews is supposed to be like a really tall dude. So the conspiracy was, and there were pictures of him doing this, that every time he would go up to interview a wrestler, he would have his legs spread out, so he looked shorter than them.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
At least I think it was Josh Matthews. Just a weird little side note I had.
Wrestling's so much fun.
It can be.
I do like how the backstage interview chicks, I don't know what their official title is, how they keep getting smaller and smaller. So they're just gonna be like hand sized. That's my favorite.
Soon the mic will be holding them.
Right? It'll just be like Thumbelina coming out.
Just strap it to her back, just crawl up the wrestler's shoulder. What do you have to say?
I enjoy that greatly.
I definitely thought Darby Allin was like really gay.
In
real life, full stop. That was literal.
Sexuality is very fluid, Greg.
No, and I get that, but like, there's something about he's just like a classic twink.
Just
I'm
about
right
to
there
say
with
that. Nothing against twinks. I know.
No, I don't. That was
sure.
no way an insult. It was just like if I had to like. If
You were describing one
forced,
to a sketch artist.
If you forced me to throw him into a circle that hates us, that's definitely the one I would put him in.
Wait, twinks don't like us?
Not yet.
Start showing a little more leg, Greg.
Yeah. I don't think I'm hairy enough to be that kind of like counter to this kind of gay. Well, good on him. I wish him the best.
I wish he didn't look like a county fair did his half of his makeup.
It's just the worst.
Distracting how bad it is.
Right, and he's so talented, and that's like
exactly
what upsets me. Like every single thing about him is just so like cringy to me. But he's so talented. Even his jorts over his leggings is like impossibly cringy.
I want to be Finn Balor and John Cena.
But also the kid who likes turtles.
Yes, it really is him. Oh my god, it's so
We
bad.
just put that in a blender.
Oh man, I want to. That'll be our next WCWTF shirt, or when we do AEWTF, just a picture of Darby Allin that says "I love turtles" on it.
I'm going to AEW in the middle of March, so if we can get that shirt made, I'll wear it.
Oh, I wish I could go.
I know. I'm sure it'll be fun. But it's in Rochester, so I might also get a cinder block thrown at me.
Right, or you might get shanked in the liver.
Right. A cinder block in a Wegmans bag.
We call this a Rochester hello.
Oh.
Or a helmet.
Oh.
Oh boy. So yeah, I guess that concludes part 1. We started with DC and ended with Darby Allin. Or I guess we ended with the Rochester hello.
Yeah, it felt natural. Felt like natural progression.
So what's the Rochester goodbye? A kiss on the lips and a punch to the nuts?
It is now.
Oh, classic Rochester.
I understand that they serve something in Rochester called a garbage plate.
Oh yeah,
You
it's
can
pretty
go
good.
there.
Just okay.
It's just a bunch of
Really
shit.
good. Yeah, I think that gives you a really good understanding of the culture in Rochester.
Yeah, it's like we had this, we put it together. Now it's a Rochester delicacy.
You take whatever you had yesterday, you put it on some nachos, boom.
Let's see what's on a garbage plate. I know it's like French fries and eggs. Oh, hash browns and eggs. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you. Everyone, patiently wait.
Did they just rename what Denny's menus are?
What Denny's dumpsters are full of.
Take all the Grand Slams, put it together.
Rochester garbage plates.
I just
Wow.
want a list, and instead I'm getting articles about this.
It's like
Ugh. My interest is
it is not appetizing looking.
Beans and or macaroni salad with either home fries or French fries. On top of choose 2: a cheeseburger, hamburger, red hot, white hot, Italian sausage, chicken tender, haddock, fried ham, grilled cheese, or eggs. Pick an entree, top it with baked beans or macaroni salad, because those two things are interchangeable, and then some sort of potato. Literally is a garbage plate.
The thing is, like, it's like the drunk food. Like, you get hammered, you wake up the next day, and then you eat this, and it's good.
I'm gonna
Or
look
you're
at this,
still drunk.
But,
Look at this
but it's
picture,
like
is
a
it
raccoon prepared it for you.
this is gonna clear up a hangover later. Just look at this picture.
Yeah. See?
It's simultaneously disgusting but alluring.
I think that's on their town sign as soon as you enter. Welcome to Rochester. Disgusting but alluring.
Oh, I
Feel good. I
Oh.
feel like we learned a lot today.
I have learned a lot today. I learned about Darby Allin and his tampon wife,
Huh?
the Romani thing. That's all good.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Enlightened.
Oh. We're gonna take a quick break so I can run to the restroom and refill my drink. I should put like a song or something on. Do you guys want to listen to some music or just enjoy the sultry sounds of
Some-
dead air?
Some compelling screaming. I don't know. You guys want to listen to some music?
Well planned.
Yeah.
This is my second time
I'm-
doing
I'm
this.
just- I'm looking at other garbage plates. I guess they have them in other areas of the country as well.
Yeah, but I mean, Rochester's like the OG one, right?
As far as I know.
I'm hearing everybody twice. Is that my fault?
I think you can adjust that in your settings.
Let's try.
I just realized I did not get myself an attractive angle for this. Oof.
What are you talking about, Ty?
It's all chin.
I've always thought you look best from the bottom right. I just want to see as much chin as possible.
You have a fetching chin.
I've always said that. Oh,
All right.
all right. The definitive list of top animated shows of all time, ranked.
No, go
How can you even say that?
All right, we'll be right
Right
back.
on.
Enjoy the garbage plates.
Boy, I could go for a garbage plate right now. Number 29, Kim Possible. I feel like this list is going to go south real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if this list is for us.
28 Animaniacs. Oh, Pinky and the Brain was a good show. Boy, I'm fading fast.
You're too full of carbs.
I know. Yes, correct. Even the soup I got was a little carby.
What'd you get?
I got the. Oh, now I can't remember. The cream of something, something, something.
Okay, so yeah, the cream, that's gonna weigh you down.
Yeah, cream of chicken wild rice. That's what I got.
I don't know. Think maybe the kid who brought it to you ate some of the soup out, and that's why there wasn't enough in there.
He did have a wry smile on his face when when I came to the door. Something that said, "I got a secret."
And then he winked and ran away.
Yeah, joke's on him. I didn't tip him well.
Sounds about right. There you go. The day is yours.
They got a lot of good people to direct these new DC movies, though.
I honestly don't understand what the like if I don't know what's at the root of the problem. Other than
Yeah.
it feels like they're trying to compete with Marvel.
I think that
Necessary?
probably is it. I think so. I think what you're saying is definitely like encompasses all of it because
Right.
they were successful with Batman, and Batman was super serial.
Right.
And Marvel
Totally
is,
serial.
yeah, and Marvel is kind of like the opposite of that. Like nothing is serious.
Right.
And Superman came out and everyone hated it. And they were like, we have two options. We can keep going with the Superman route and we can be the counter to the Marvel movies, or we
Right.
can try to be the Marvel movies. But they weren't capable of doing either.
Right. It's like, and I think that comes through so clearly that the only vision they had was we have to compete with Marvel.
Right. And then they even screamed,
it
"Get
feels
me
like
the Marvel
trash.
guy."
Right.
And then they Jeffrey Epstein
Because
Zack Snyder's kid.
right. That seems so extreme.
we gotta get Snyder off this movie, but how? His contract is airtight. That's a really dark joke.
I wanted to come to this.
That's a joke I'm not quite proud of.
How would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
I know. Oh man.
It would be really nice to see DC just take a completely different route and just do singular movies. They don't
Yeah.
have to do a giant universe. There's no way they're going to be able to compete with Marvel because it was so carefully planned and so well executed that, like you were saying, most of those movies aren't great, but we all remember them fondly
For sure.
because it was all part of it. It all wove together so nicely. So, I wish they would just do single stories. The characters are there. It's not like they haven't had a lot of talent involved. They could make good movies. They just have to just stop trying to compete with Marvel.
They might it might also be relevant that they simply don't have the money that Marvel does.
It's fair. I mean, Disney money is real.
Right. Like, you think Warner Brothers, you think this giant empire, but compared to Disney, I bet you they're 1/100th of the like equity that Disney has.
All the more reason to focus on, just single movies at a time and
right.
Just make one good movie and build from there.
Actually
Although, I mean, Ty says that Shazam was really good and I didn't see it, so I do need to see that.
There were rumors going around late last year that DC was thinking about like axing a lot of their comics.
Yeah, well,
Really?
and Time Warner was looking to get rid of DC. They were trying to sell them.
Yeah. I'm surprised that Disney didn't just buy him for a song. And then we can have
yeah.
Spider-Man be bopping around with Green Lantern, and Ant-Man and the Atom can just shrink down together.
Real
and
tiny all the
chill.
time.
Well, I guess Warner Brothers is part of Time Warner, and Time Warner is a lot bigger than I was giving you credit for.
Or at least sell off the comics, just the comic rights, and just keep the movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Marvel also found this really good thing where like they feel to me like big budget television shows. And like
Yeah.
they come out in such consistency, they're putting out 3 or 4 of these Marvel movies a year. It really does feel like prestige TV more than just like movies.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And I think that works to their benefit because I think subconsciously you're willing to give it a lot more like leeway and credit. And DC has had success with their television shows. People love Arrow. They like the Children of Tomorrow, whatever it's called.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Flash is popular, right? And
Every-
so is
Popular enough.
Everything's so downhill now. Like, Arrow's ending. Flash, I think, has another season or 2 left. Batgirl, or Batwoman's not getting any love because the show is pretty trash.
What about
Well,
Black
and
Lightning?
it's a lot of oversaturation.
For sure. Right. I'm looking at the list right now, and there's a ton of these I didn't even know existed. I didn't know Krypton existed. There's a Pennyworth show. What's
I
happening?
don't know if that's come out yet. Yeah, they're really trying to milk that Batman universe hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Gotham. I forgot Gotham exists.
Gotham is not part of the Arrowverse, though, because that was on Fox.
Who the fuck watches Gotham? Is there like a single person on this planet who's seen that show?
It got like 8 seasons or something.
But I'm with you. I don't know anyone who watched it.
Right. Like my parents aren't watching it, and that's like I feel like that's the demographic they were kind of going for, right? It's like CSI but with Gordon.
Maybe.
I guess the Penguin's supposed to be really good.
I'm not really sure who they were targeting.
Yeah, I don't know either.
We're just gonna make Batman without Batman.
Oh, Gotham's over. Batman shows up. Batman shows up and then the credits roll.
I'm here now. You guys can go.
Show over.
Yeah, Arrow's ending. Supergirl, I guess, is fine. Flash was great, but how much can you do? Barry, you gotta run faster.
Right.
Now run backwards.
Like, I've watched all of The Flash. Every season of The Flash does nothing. It's like, Flash is like, oh man, I gotta beat this big bad. And then the final episode comes after 22 episodes of whatever. And then it's like, oh, hi, new friend. You beat the big bad. One season, it's his fiance just kills him with a gun.
Wow. Took a dark
Yeah.
turn.
Faster than
Hero
a speeding
Barry.
bullet in my ass. Blam.
Oh, Legends of Tomorrow, I think, is actually really good, though. That is a show I will recommend. Because they don't take
Yeah.
themselves seriously at all. It's just,
I watched the first season of Arrow and I liked it. That's literally all I've seen.
yeah, but he's not the Green
I
Arrow.
couldn't get through the first season.
He's not.
I've
he's
tried.
Not Ollie.
No, he's not. That's not the Green Arrow that I know and love.
I love the Green Arrow who's like goofy and a bit of like a conspiracy nut. Like he's
Definitely. And he's kind of a dick. But it's all in good
I can
fun.
understand why that speaks more to you too.
Yeah.
He is just kind of another Batman in that show.
yeah. It's like, well, we don't have rights to Batman, so we just got to make Arrow the Batman.
Right. He's like a
Right.
rich dude who has to come back and atone for
Right.
sins or something.
He has failed this city.
this is like a different city, man.
No,
We built the city.
Starling City, but then it turns into just Star City. DC has the worst fucking names for their cities.
Yeah.
The city that's on the coast, it's Coast City.
They're just trying to keep it simple.
City that's in the middle, that's Central City. The city that's an amalgamation of like New York and Chicago, that's Metropolis.
That is kind of a recurring issue with DC. Like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. Like it's so fucking literal. Everything they do is literal.
The metaphor.
Yeah. The Suicide Squad. I mean, come on.
Which doesn't
I
make
look
sense.
around, or some sort of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, oh my god. That movie.
That right there, that's exploded neck, dude. You better watch out, or his neck might explode.
The worst power ever.
It's a great trick, but I can only do it once.
Hey guys, maybe don't take me on this mission. I really don't want to have to use my powers today.
Oh. Just, oh man. DC, for just everything. Everything that you are, how are you what you are? Oh. So next topic I had for us, I wanted to talk about our favorite cartoons. I didn't want to label it just animated shows, because cartoons seems childish. Like comics versus graphic novels.
Yeah, like it's a bad thing.
Wait, say that again?
Like I didn't want to say cartoons, I wanted to say animated series. So it's like,
Oh, I see. I see.
it's like they're not toys or action figures. These aren't comics, they're graphic novels.
Actually, I need to make that distinction better at work, because there is a difference between like graphic novels and trade paperbacks,
Yeah.
and I don't do a good job of being a good comic ambassador. I just say graphic novels all the time. It's irresponsible, and I apologize.
Feel like that affects sales?
I don't know. No, it doesn't.
We finally got that apology from Greg we were all waiting for. Show's over, everybody.
All right, I'm sorry. I derailed us. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. We jump topics here all the time. This is not a structured thing. And I really just wanted to talk about things that I loved from, I guess, my 20s. That's kind of where everything spawned there. Because I feel like when we were in college, that was like the height of, I would say, adult animation. Like mainstream adult animation.
I could venture to say that. I mean, Adult Swim was like such. I don't think Adult Swim has the impact on, the 18 to 25 demographic now that it did on us at that time.
Well, yeah, because all they do is
Seems
play
fair.
Family Guy reruns.
Yeah, maybe. I literally don't know anything on Adult Swim now. But like for us, that was fucking life. Like Aqua Teen,
Right.
Space Ghost, all that shit. There's something else that I'm missing. But now it's like Rick and Morty and Family Guy, and that's like literally it. I guess Rick and Morty is most people's lives.
Yeah, Rick and Morty's like the new hotness. And that's basically the only, I want to say like the only original show still on Adult Swim. I could be wrong. I don't watch it.
I'm looking. There is still a lot. It looks. Oh no!
Gonna be a new
this
season of
is
Venture
like
Brothers,
everything
right?
Ever.
Yeah, but
one
Venture Brothers started when we were in college.
Yeah.
And that's still gonna be on, right? It's still gonna be. There's gonna be a new season.
Like who's
Yes.
tuning into Balls Masters 9009?
No idea what that even is.
Could be anything.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, like
Greg,
so
you
I'm-
get your ass into marketing right now, young man.
What is it? I don't know. Tune in. I didn't watch it. You tell me.
That's a bit I can
point.
get behind. Just release this promo picture for Balls Masters 9009, but never have the show.
Yeah, there's a ton. They've had so many shows over the years. Shows you just completely forget about. Delocated? Like, that was a legit show for a second.
That was a fun one.
Fat Guy Stuck in Internet?
Like
That's one of my
Texas
favorite shows ever.
Oh, Fat Guy Stuck in the Internet was amazing.
Boy.
Harvey Birdman.
Harvey Birdman. Yeah.
Ski Dingo.
Oh, always Frisky Dingo.
Boy. C-Lab.
I quote Frisky Dingo to this day, just out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
Lucy, Daughter of the Devil. The forgotten John Benjamin show.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently.
Oh, my God. Dude, this is like a fucking time machine.
I still watch these shows right now.
Yeah.
I'll admit that I still have my Tom Goes to the Mayor complete series DVD that I pop in every once in a while. Oh, Super Jail I enjoyed. China, Illinois I didn't watch as much as I probably could have. It's a fun show.
Illinois wasn't as good as just the Brad Neely shorts
Oh yeah.
on the internet. It didn't translate as well. It was still good, but
Like Washington
not nearly as good.
is better than anything that's in China, Illinois.
Absolutely, agree.
Did Metalocalypse end?
Yes.
Okay. What's Brendan Small working on now? Anything?
Good question.
The internet.
No, not Brendan Smog. Semicolon.
He changed his name. It got real weird.
I know they were doing like a Metalocalypse tour for a while.
Yeah, I saw
Right.
that. It was awesome. He's so fucking talented.
It's insane. Like how much he does and how little, and just everything about him.
So anyway, getting back to a topic rather than just looking at lists, as we say. Yeah, I've seen that. I think kids specifically just consume media so differently that like a block of television just doesn't resonate with them anymore. Like it's they're not crowding around a TV screen on a Saturday night with like a few drinks and your friends and watching these shows. Like they're gonna catch whatever clip is on YouTube the next day. And I mean,
That's
quite
awesome.
honestly, like Aqua Teen, I feel like would work really well as like a YouTube show. I mean, they were only 11-minute episodes anyway.
Sure.
Like I could see that being popular with people now, like the way they consume media, but certainly not as like a block. I mean, Adult Swim was like a thing to do when we were that age.
Yeah, hang out, watch. This new show, Venture Brothers. Man, you gotta check it out.
Right. I literally saw Venture Brothers when I just came over to your house and you're like, yo, I DVR this thing you got.
Oh, did I lose you guys?
No, we just weren't saying anything.
No, you got wonky voice there at the end.
Oh, then you lost me, yes. But I don't know what I was saying, so it's not important.
Do you think the reliance on just complete non sequitur comedy was a hindrance? Like when we started watching, we had shows. We had Aqua Teen, which was the non sequitur show, but you still had Harvey Birdman and Venture Brothers, stuff like that. But once you got like Tim and Eric Awesome Show in there, and you know, yet like trippy shows like Super Jail seem to be like the way they went, where it was just non sequitur stuff, Loiter Squad, little clips. You know, did it turn everybody off at that point a little bit, except for maybe their small weird fan base?
It definitely did for me. Like I sort of like Tim and Eric, but I can't. I mean, like just quite frankly, it gets a little gross for me.
Agree.
And I definitely feel like there was a time where it was literally just like if it wasn't specifically a Tim and Eric show, it was some Tim and Eric offshoot. Like, I mean, even like everything became that sort of like this is slightly gross and a little off the wall. Like I think
Right.
Squidbillies is like a good example of that. Like I don't want to watch that show.
That's too dirty. You don't like dirty things.
I don't like dirty things. I don't know why anybody likes dirty
I
things.
know.
Who wants to be dirty?
I like
You're not on
Squidbillies.
trial. I'm just saying I get it.
Well, I feel like I'm on trial.
Yeah, no, a lot of it felt like it started just getting weird for the sake of weird.
Yes.
And even those shows that we really loved, like towards the end, Aqua Teen just got gross, and it like there weren't any jokes anymore. Like it lost everything that made it special and funny. I don't know. I don't know if the writers changed, but like I just recently watched it all the way through again, and I was like, wow, these last couple seasons are real garbo.
They're not good. It's obviously we're just phoning it in.
Right.
Like compare later seasons, something is just pure as Rabot.
Yes.
I mean, they did have a show that was a detective who was just an ass.
But that was towards the end too. No pun intended.
Like, I'll go on and say, I think Moral Oral might be a masterpiece in television.
Moral Oral was a good show.
And especially like the last 2 seasons are like so heart wrenching, and it's borderline disturbing. But then they bring it back in like the last 2 episodes, and it's hard hitting. And that was Starbucks.
I watched all of Moral Oral.
You should. It's
good. At least it was good when I was 24. Who knows what 80-year-old Greg would think.
So speaking of gross outs, Metalocalypse is one of my favorite Adult Swim shows.
Yeah.
But it always has that real violent gross out murder scene. Like,
Yeah.
I'm fine with the violent stuff. That to me never really resonated as gross. Maybe that's just because I'm sensitized. I always thought that really ramped up crazy murder in that show just added to the humor.
I love
Because
the
it was
band.
just so ridiculous.
The band never reacts to it.
Well, yeah, that's just their life. You ring your murder bell. Ding.
Yeah, they have a chef who's a zombie, I guess. So
It's just that's just life.
yeah,
I do like how they take like such extremes and make it so mundane in that show.
My favorite is when they're just sitting around being dudes.
Yes.
That's the absolute best part of that show. They're barely educated. This power and all this money. And they have no idea what to do with it. That's why it's great.
and you know, for a show that's like it's so simple and like goofy, all the characters had such great characterization. You have Toki, who's like the happy-go-lucky kitten lover,
Right?
playing these like death metal shreds. Squiscar.
Slowly learning how to unplay the guitar.
Yeah, I use that line a lot. Squiscar, who's, you know, scarred by his mother's promiscuity.
I will
Nathan,
randomly add S's to things in
Oh,
honor
yeah.
of Switzcar.
I believe is called food libraries, is something I say every time I go grocery shopping. Nathan, who's just rebelling against his overbearing parents. It's... Oh. And then Murderface.
Baby Murderface.
Oh.
It's well done.
Well done.
But again, that speaks to Brendan Small's genius.
Yeah. We should home
He was
movies.
responsible. I mean, he was. Yeah, exactly. Oh, movies. Fuck yeah. I just started watching that again last night.
He has been doing good work for a long time. I'm always impressed by someone who can just have some sort of sustainability. Like, not that Dr. Katz was ever, or Home Movies was ever like that popular. Like, it was well known amongst like our group of friends, but I don't think
Sure.
it didn't transcend like my parents or anything like that.
Sure.
But the dude was putting out quality work for almost 20 years.
Right.
There
That's
was
impressive.
the picture that I saw that the other thing that made me want to talk about this. The picture of Coach McGurk as Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Yeah. That made me sad inside.
Like, that just makes me think that people don't understand any of the characters. They're just like, oh, this guy looks like him.
Right. Well, that's your favorite thing, mashups.
Yeah.
I like good mashups.
I don't think I like any mashups.
You show me one good mashup. You show me one good mashup right now.
All right, there's one. I know of one great mashup. I'm gonna pop the link in the Discord chat. You'll have to listen to it later. It's by a delightful YouTube artist named Raven Siarm, and he has mashed up the Sami Zayn theme song with a bunch of Taylor Swift songs.
Okay, well, music
That
mashups.
doesn't
Yeah, that's all right.
count.
Oh, what kind of mashups we're talking
Yeah,
about?
music
then?
mashups. That's a totally different
Don't
thing.
try to bamboozle us here.
All right,
That's not the mashup you were talking about.
I misunderstood the mashups. Oh, so we're talking. Oh, so we're talking like when you have Rick and
This
Morty
is
dressed as
Princess
Pokemon
Peach.
characters.
But she's dressed like Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time.
No, those are always
Right.
trash.
Because, like, they're both
Exactly.
princesses, man.
Oh, that's garbage. Hot garbage.
Now it's on a t-shirt, $25.50.
Right.
You can find at our booth at Comic Con. hit up my Etsy store.
I wear our custom t-shirts all the time, by the way.
Oh, me too. Oh, when I get my taxes back, I might look at making another one.
As you should.
Especially since the show's ending soon.
What
I mean,
show?
Soon
Oh,
enough.
our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't say I'll be sad to see that go.
You just want to talk about Degrassi.
I just want to talk about anything else. Also, Degrassi specifically, yes.
I'm really gonna miss Greg confusing one wrath for another, though. That's one of my favorite things ever.
You can listen to literally any episode of the WCWTF podcast and find that joke.
You know it, and it's the
It's not a
best running joke in history
it's just-
because
yeah, but
it's
not a
authentic.
joke.
Exactly.
Oh man.
I'll tell you what I really want, and the problem is I've kind of been in the works with someone else for a long time, but if he doesn't get on the train quick, I want to do a TGIF podcast.
Ooh.
Yeah, and like, first off, because I genuinely like a lot of those shows still. Also because I think it's mildly an interesting topic. But I think because there's way too many episodes to just do everything, I would probably do like the first and last episode of every season of every TGIF show, and then like special shows, like specifically like the Disney World episodes, because they all go to Disney World during an episode or something like that.
For real.
Yeah, that's my real dream.
That's a
Degrassi's Mark's dream, and I guess theoretically, if we have a fan base, we should stick with wrestling, and I think that's where AEW, God damn it, comes into fruition. TNA, God damn it, it's way better than AEWTF though.
If WWE would have bought their library, so I could easily stream it, that would have been perfect. But Vince had to tie up his fucking purse strings so he can make another XFL.
Hey, the XFL's actually been pretty great so far.
Yeah,
If I have to admit,
they've got a really positive reaction so far.
I wonder if the Battlehawks won this week. They're my team.
Oh, we should all pick XFL teams right now.
I've already chosen the Battlehawks. Oh, they lost.
don't even know what
Fuck,
they
lost the
are.
Battlehawks. They're from St. Louis. Be the Texas Rough Riders. Houston Roughnecks. That's who y'all should be fans.
Can't possibly be a team.
It's Vince McMahon. Of course that's a team.
Damn it.
We got the Dallas Renegades, Houston Roughnecks, Los Angeles Wildcats. That's a terrible name. Seattle Dragons. That's like a C-level soccer team.
Yeah. No, sea-level soccer teams have the funniest names. They're like the Stormers.
Football teams too.
Yeah. Well,
The Chicago RoboCops.
I would live and die for the Chicago RoboCops.
yeah, it's not fair to name one team the RoboCops because then they'll be the only team with fans.
Right? My God, I would buy all that merchandise.
Fine, the Chicago Robert Cops.
It's just some guy.
I feel like they should get very creative. Like they should be like the Tampa Bay Chicken Nuggets. Like, why does everything have to be something dumb like the Vikings?
Yeah, built-in fan base. That's really smart.
The Tampa Bay Players. New York Footballs.
That's how rugby names all their
The
teams.
Atlantic City Herpes.
That's just two on the
All right.
nose.
It's official. Everyone put in $100 million. We're making the XFL 2. Everyone gets to name a team.
I just think we should all pull together and make the Atlantic City Herpes.
Vince, we want in.
Here's $16, a free sub from Subway, and
Go ahead and count it.
$9.99 a month for the WWE Network.
And a hearty handshake.
Now I'm giving him like a real limp one. Like a wet noodle of a handshake.
So, speaking of wet noodle handshakes and getting back to our actual topic here, I will tell you
We had one.
yeah, one of my favorite all-time jokes from a cartoon is from King of the Hill when Hank Hill meets George W. Bush and he has a limp handshake
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
and Hank has like an existential crisis about whether he can believe in him as commander-in-chief anymore.
Right.
That is one of my favorite episodes of television of all time. And I think
Good
it
stuff.
I think it like really exemplifies what makes that show so tremendous. Because
Right.
like all those characters are like real people just turned up like one notch more than the people you know.
Definitely
makes
true.
them right, which makes them so genuine as characters, which is why I think King of the Hill is so believable as a television show. Because I genuinely know people like that. They're like, well, I just can't respect him as a man now.
Right.
And that's such a funny joke to me.
And it's why it's still relevant too.
For sure. I think King of the Hill is probably the greatest like cartoon of all time.
You know what? I don't think King of the Hill gets. On one hand, I think it kind of gets the respect it deserves in some circles, but man, King of the Hill is just such a phenomenal show.
I think it's just perfect. Like there aren't bad episodes. There's like
Right.
worse episodes of King of the Hill than other King of the Hill episodes.
Peggy
But
episodes.
it was on. What was that?
Peggy episodes.
Peggy
And Luann
episode.
episodes.
I think Luann's funny.
Yeah.
Those are moments.
And Peggy
Once
is a
Lucky
nightmare.
enters the picture, she's great.
But I think like a lesser show would have somehow like Peggy gets redemption, but she's never like redeemed fully. Like she
Right.
sometimes learns lessons, but she's an insufferable asshole at the end of every episode, whether she learned something or not.
And she's still
Like,
a
she just-
dingbat.
Right. She just can't. She just can't admit that she's wrong ever.
Right.
And I feel like of all
She's
the characters,
delusional.
right, of all the characters, she has like the least amount of growth in that show.
Definitely.
I love her terrible Spanish. Española. Oh,
Oh, I was looking something up and now I lost it. Fuck.
man. All right, so Greg, and Faith, you can answer this question if you want.
How big is it?
Peggy Hill, would you? You into it? You do?
No. Sound
not-
like girls with big feet.
Does not hit your waifu meter?
Sadly, no. Oh, I was looking up how many seasons of King of the Hill there were. I think it's a lot. I think it's like 12 plus.
13.
Yeah. Crazy.
That one like scene at the end, it's like, well, Dad, what do we say if someone wants charcoal? It's like we politely ask them to leave. Or no, they want their burger well done. Because I feel that.
Yeah. Boy, there have been a lot of good cartoon years, and I'm impressed that Fox has still like championed that, even if like most of the shows have gone kind of downhill. But like Bob's Burger is still fairly popular, and the little I've seen of it, I've enjoyed.
Yeah, I still watch Bob's
Good show.
Burgers. Show's great.
Oh, I typed in Fox cartoons, and I got a bunch of fucking a bunch of personas.
I tried to watch Duncanville last night, the new one, the new animated show from Amy
Poehler.
Poehler.
Oh,
It's not good.
yeah.
I got like
I
5 minutes in. It's like Family Guy minus the irreverence.
I feel like Amy Poehler is the type who's only like I'm not going to say she is not funny because I think she is very funny, but I think she's the type of person who benefits from other funny people around her.
Absolutely. She works great in an ensemble.
Right.
Yeah, just
Upper Citizens Brigade is so fucking good. Man,
Oh.
there was. Do I'm gonna old man Greg for a minute now.
all right. You old man, Greg.
Like we're having this conversation about late '90s, early 2000s things that like affected us, and I think about like Upright Citizens Brigade and the State and Aqua Teen, and like there was all these very funny things happening. Is that still going on and I'm just like too old to notice it, or is there just like a lack of original comedy going on?
I wonder that too. Like I started to wonder that when Tim and Eric became so popular, and I was watching it thinking, I don't get this.
Yeah.
Is it that I don't understand what's going on anymore, or is this just not that funny? So too, and I don't know the answer.
I don't know the answer either. And like there are still funny things coming out. BoJack Horseman just ended. That is both a
That-
cartoon and like
that
a relevant
was-
thing.
That was really funny, but the latter half of the last season, while it was well done and it wrapped things up nicely, I did not laugh.
Really,
I did not laugh.
I'm still on like season 1, so
See, it picks
It was
up
very
so
well
much after
done.
season 1 too, like season 2 and on. But even even later episodes, like later seasons of BoJack, it wasn't like a funny show. It had funny moments,
Right.
but at its core, it's more of like a dramedy.
Absolutely.
BoJack, like he's such a sad character that it's hard to pin him down as just a comedy.
Right.
but who is
Well
like
done.
making comedy now? Like I still feel like the people from our generation are the ones who are in charge of comedy. Like the people from the State, the people from Mr. Show, the people from Upright Citizens Brigade, they're still the ones making the comedy. Like Amy Poehler's 50. Like who's gonna take the mantle up after Amy Poehler dies? Pete Davidson?
It's looking that way.
Oh no.
I mean,
You think you feel like an angry old man now?
like, and going back to how like children consume media, are there like funny people on YouTube that I don't know? Like, is Ninja funny? Does he crack jokes? Is he gonna produce comedy movies when he's 50?
No. I mean, I guess
I
that's
legitimately don't know. I'm not trying to be obtuse for the sake of being obtuse. I don't know who the next generation is going to be.
I think what you brought up is a very important point. I think, like, the media shift is definitely happened. So when you talk about comedy shows being made for television, it's all bottom of the barrel stuff, you know? There's still some decent stuff out there.
Wait, I'm not saying there's nothing. Like, Eric Andre show, I think is hysterical, but again, kind of in that Tim and Eric vein. I think Nathan For You, I think that show's incredibly funny. So like, I'm not saying there aren't funny things out there, but there was a time where like there was a sketch comedy show on literally every channel, and now there's like SNL, and I think that's it. But is that just because sketch comedy has gone online and it's individual sketches released once a week rather than 7 on a Saturday?
I think there was definitely a time where sketch comedy was much more fashionable. Just like there was a time when stand-up comedy was much more fashionable. And Comedy Central, when it first started, the entire channel was nothing but stand-up. And now you're lucky if you find, a half an hour of it on Saturday night. So it's obviously trends change. But I don't know. I don't know if I can name a single comedy that's on right now that people are like buzzing about.
Yeah. And even like, even the Daily Show spawned all these like incredibly famous comedian or comedy personas.
Right.
But like I don't know a single person on the Daily Show now. Like I don't know any Rob Riggles or Samantha Bees or anything like that.
Sure.
I mean, and even to more than that, like, we grew up, even, college, like, once again, back to our the mid-aughts.
The Mots.
When like, NBC was the channel to watch. You're talking The Office is on, Parks and Rec is on, Community's going. This is the channel to watch, and now NBC is just awful.
I don't know if I could even name anything on NBC.
They just did a new one. It's called
That's a great question. Can I name an NBC show?
I just watched 2 episodes of one. I cannot remember what it's called.
NBC television show.
It's got Fran Drescher and the guy from Wings. And they play parents who need to live with their son because they lost all their money.
That sounds wacky.
An NBC show.
The first episode was real bad. The second one was a little bit better. Because I like Fran Drescher and the guy from Wings.
Alright, I'm just going to look it up.
Which guy from Wings? Tim Daly or the other guy?
Tim Daly.
No, not Tim Daly. Steven Weber.
Steven Weber.
Thank you. Oh boy. Yo, I watched The Masked Singer the other day.
Okay.
That was quite possibly the worst television show I've ever seen in my entire life.
I don't understand The Masked Singer.
I'm going to counter that with you. I think The Masked Singer is some of the best television going on nowadays. And I watch it every week. I love every second of it.
I don't get it.
It's terrible. Like a celebrity sings, and then other kind of celebrities guess who the celebrity is, but like they're literally and then they're right or they're wrong, I guess.
And then they pick one who's the worst that week, and then we find out who they is. until there's one winner.
Right,
the
but the
winner
problem
get?
is the show is literally nothing because they're singing karaoke songs, but you don't know who it is, so there's no joy in seeing like if I don't know if can't even name a celebrity now. Someone name a celebrity.
Ninja.
If Ninja came out and performed a song, at least I can be like, oh, Ninja's kind of talented. That's kind of fun. But you don't know who it is, so I get no joy of seeing this person I didn't know could sing is singing. And then Ken Jeong stands up and just literally screams celebrity names at them. But
Right.
there's literally no rhyme or reason to it. It is a literal guess. So
Well,
it is
they
a
give you
furry
hints about who
singing
it could
a
be.
song, and then they guess. But they just are just saying names.
Did someone win something?
No,
They get to be the,
Yeah,
the
see, that's what I don't
champion.
understand.
they won. That's their
But-
winning.
but just honor? Is that the honor of being the masked
So
singer?
now Ninja gets to be the best singer.
Now, Ninja got unmasked last season. He was, I believe, the ice cream cone.
Naturally,
Oh, weird.
chilling.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
That's because there's literally nothing to understand. It's one of those shows where like virtually nothing happens. Because everything is repeated 3 times.
I'm not gonna say it's not dumb, but I'm hooked on it. I think it's fine.
I'm definitely not interested in watching a show where Jenny McCarthy is shouting.
Yeah, I don't want. I want Jenny McCarthy to literally die. So like, I definitely don't want to watch her continue living.
Fun little tidbit. We obviously film like 3 shows in a row,
Sure.
but she's the one who doesn't seem to go to wardrobe, so she's always wearing the exact same dress for 3 weeks in a row. And
It just keeps getting weirder.
yeah, because she's always got like half a titty out. And it's not
Well, I guess
1990, like 1998 anymore, so I don't care. But
Right.
like, oh,
Ignorant anti-vax titty.
I'm looking at this like list of shows on NBC, and it is shocking how few of them I recognize.
Agreed.
NBC
How did
Comedy.
Bluff City Law, Kings, Blind Spot, Prime Suspect, A Little Late with Lily Singh.
Oh yeah, that's getting torn apart.
And you brought up
Shades of
YouTube
Blue.
clips as like an alternative viewing. There's so many different platforms now.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
Lily
you're
Singh
right.
was a YouTuber, and they gave her a show, and it's terrible.
Right.
AP Bio, that was supposed to be really good.
That was fine. I like Dennis and I like Patton, so
I literally just don't even recognize any of these.
I would not have
Ben.
guessed that is an NBC show.
Huh.
And you know, look at stuff that's on Hulu, and like I don't have Apple TV, but the new one from Rob McElhenney, Mac, where he's like the
Yeah.
video game
Okay.
developer, that looks funny.
It does look funny.
That does look funny.
But I'm gonna
Or
have to
that
wait
it's
till it's
on.
on Amazon.
Right, but I'm not gonna get
Oh, The
Apple
Good
Plus
Place?
for it.
Yeah.
Oh, The
Comedy?
Good Place. Yeah, but that's over now. But you're right.
It's
It was
very
NBC
recent.
and very good.
Which one was it? Sorry.
The Good Place.
Place?
Yeah. That was like their one show in the last decade to make a difference.
Yeah.
And it was written
kinda.
by fucking Mose.
Yeah, which is amazing. Mo's one of my favorite characters of all time.
Oh, good.
He
Him and
seemed nice. Mo's, where are all the animals?
you must face your fear.
Oh man, good stuff.
Seemed nice.
So you guys have any final thoughts? I gotta start making my way outside to shovel.
I didn't even make my first thoughts. So best cartoons of all time. Here you go.
Oh, let's turn it into an Adult Swim TV conversation instead. That's how we roll here. Did you have any cartoons any animated shows you wanted to talk about that we didn't, Greg?
I did, but it's not relevant.
No,
but I
no,
will
no.
just throw out there, like, Batman animated series is probably the best cartoon of all time.
Man.
Like maybe full stop.
Did that
If you
Agreed.
want to differentiate between like children's and adults, maybe there's a different argument. But if you just want to say straight up best cartoon of all time, it's Batman animated series.
You know what? Even
To back, I agree.
even without that definition, I think the Batman animated series covers both spectrums.
I think you're right.
So Greg wins today.
Boom! And I'm never there. I'm never back again.
Leave
Oh,
him
yeah,
wanting
my
more,
hands-
Greg. That's important.
I'll get my hands on
That's
this
right.
Blu-ray of the animated series.
It's super good. I got it really cheap recently.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Oh yeah, we'll do this again sometime.
It was really fun.
Faith, did you have any shows you wanted to talk about that we didn't talk about?
No, I was going to bring up Batman the Animated Series, so I think Greg's bang on.
Boom.
I really want to talk about Clone High, but I could do that at any time. Let's just bring that up in conversation.
You can talk about that alone because you're the only person who's seen it.
Yeah, and that's a shame. Oh,
My
I also
brother
want to
saw
talk
it,
about
And he used to tell me to
Underground.
watch it.
I've seen it. I got Ty the DVDs.
Right on.
If you guys are itching for like a fun, especially reminiscing about college show to watch, Undergrads. It's an old MTV show.
It's
I
a
That
think
was
good
very
one.
good.
all these shows are like free. You can watch it free on YouTube. Like no one
Like
cares
free-
about the rights
I
to
don't
this. It's insane, and it's so good. And they have an episode where they play Quake, which I love.
All right, yeah. I guess we got to go get shoveling, right?
Yeah.
I also suppose I should go to bed at some point today.
Now, dude,
Probably.
keep it going. See how long you can go.
Ty, we're gonna go see the Sonic movie tomorrow, and I'm going to have not slept for like 62 hours.
Ooh, lucky
I'm-
ducks.
So
Sonic's gonna
excited
be
for
in
that.
slow motion.
Why did Zack Snyder direct it?
I thought he was supposed to go fast.
God, I can't wait for that review.
All
Oh,
All
right,
right.
goodness.
well, I will catch y'all later.
Yep, we'll catch you later, man.
Have a good one, guys.
Oh, the XXX Easy Bucks XXX says we can play 50-50 online. Just search 50-50.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but I'm not going to do that.
Sounds like a trap.
Alright, so that turned out pretty okay. I was happy with that.
Ah, that was really good.
If you guys like us, give us a follow, give us a like, and we will be back, fingers crossed, soon.
Soon-ish.
Soonish. I've been the man of 1004 streams, Tyrell Ninja, at 1004 names on Twitter.
And I am Faith at Carly Pilkers on Twitter.
All right, until next time. That was Greg. Killer Greg 17
Greg.
on Twitter. We will catch you guys in the next one.